funny.
Chat, I gotta tell you something. And Mar, you may be wondering why I've gathered you here today. I was just chilling out, relaxing, having a good night, when suddenly my phone started picking up interstellar transmissions. Okay,
that's real bad. You gotta get a new phone.
I don't want to get a new phone. And honestly, alien entertainment isn't that bad. However, I do have a difficult time deciphering it. So I invited you here to join me and help with the moral quandaries presented in these transmissions. It's clear that this person needs our help, right? Like,
right.
That's that much I can surmise. However, the language is a bit esoteric to me, who's from Earth, that maybe you could help me out with a little bit, throw me a bone. So we'll take a look at these, and I just want to say that all of these are being shared with the permission, express permission of the person who sent the distress signals. Okay. So I'm gonna pull these up, and we're gonna take a look at them, and chat, you're welcome to help out too, and we're gonna find out. Well, maybe it would be best to just dive in and take a look at these. Let me share my screen with Mar real quick.
Somebody in chat, first time chat, just asked, "Is Mar not from Earth?"
That's a humor. Mar's my favorite human friend, Mar.
I end up getting a call from my ISP. Leave me alone.
Because they're upset about the alien transmission fees.
Yeah, exactly. They're upset. See what happens when you get the alien transmission. Now, here's the thing. I've been on Earth for a while. I've been here for a little bit. So, I might be a little. It might be a little bit hard for me to translate all of the glorp and borp of everything that's going to be saying. So you'll have to forgive me if things don't quite match up.
Also, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the hype train. Thank you, Gamer Geek, for the sub and the gifted sub. Thank you to Hop and Flop for the subscription. Thank you, Rosadelia, for the subscription, and Miss Maple Syrup. Thank you all so much. Ayaya! Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to make sure that those didn't get too far away because we got a hype train.
Yeah. It's it might be a little bit tough, but I'll try to do my best. Also, not everyone out there speaks.
Yeah, I certainly don't. Salty Deezy, thank you for the 20 months. Now, chat. Let's get in. Let's get in there. Let's get in there and try to help our pal here. Okay. Is everyone ready? It's time. Yeah. We're gonna take a look. Lunya, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Also, since this is someone else's quote unquote content, obviously they're real transmissions from outer space, but since this is something that someone else made, I have the donation goals off for today. We're just having silly times here, okay?
Yeah.
Yippee! Well, I mean, you can donate technically, but the goal is not here.
Spawn's 7th rotation day celebration. They had all the classic party
I gotta start it over.
Orbs,
I was in the middle of reviewing this one.
The size of a hover pod. I figured it would be a quick visit. Am I the zorplord?
I also have to turn it up.
For ruining the Spawn's rotation day after they shrunk my hovercraft. I was invited to my neighbor's Spawn's 7th rotation day celebration. They had all the classic party setups. Glow orbs, slime fountains, and a cake the size of a hover pod. I figured it would be a quick visit, drop off some credits, and leave. But right as I walked into the dome, I accidentally stepped on the Spawn's favorite toy, a little hollow dragon figurine. It crunched under my boot like a stale ration cracker. I apologized, offered to replace it, but the kid just gave me that wide-eyed, quiet glare spawns do when they're already plotting. Fast forward a few quarks later, and the spawn gets a hold of a toy shrink ray, but it was actually a full-scale military-grade miniaturizer their GES uncle had got them. I didn't realize this till he aimed it at my hovercraft parked outside the dome. In an instant, my 9,000 Sol credit vehicle shrunk down to the size of a ration bar. Everyone laughed like it was the funniest thing in the galaxy, while I stood there panicking about how I was supposed to commute now. I demanded they reverse it, but of course the ray had no undo setting. The spawn just giggled, holding my craft like it was a toy ship, while frosting dripped down his 4 little fingers. His parents shrugged and said, "It's just a hovercraft. Don't ruin the party." I lost it. I started shouting. The whole room went silent except for the cake slurping noises. Some kids started crying. One of the grandparents called me a galactic killjoy and told me to leave. So I stormed out, but not before I hover-kicked the spawnling's parent in the chest. Now I'm getting messages saying I traumatized the spawn and ruined his entire rotation day. So am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord for ruining a spawn's rotation day?
Oh, wow. That's a tough one right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the bat, it's pretty, it's pretty intense.
I was honestly on their side for most of it. I think I had their best interests in mind until the hover kick. The hover kick. I'm thinking everybody zorps here.
Here's the thing. Yeah, the pendulum swung it was like until at one point, they were kind of the zorplord for doing sort of the shrinking situation. And then as soon as you introduce any sort of physical contact, then you kind of turn into the zorplord. It just kind of the hover kick kind of went a little too far.
The parents are the zorplord for sure. You're the zorplord for the kick. And I mean, the kid doesn't know what they're doing. That's mostly the parents' fault, to be honest. So I don't know. Yeah. Taking it out on the kid, I mean, I think was a red flag. But then kicking their parent with a hover kick, I think everyone zorps here.
Everyone is zorp here. I think it's just a whole situation where they couldn't have glorped it out like real bleep blops. Because a
bleep blop wouldn't do that.
A bleep blop wouldn't do it. A bleep
blop's been to space college. They know they have world experience. I don't know.
Or as we call it, some places up there call it. I think they call it a learning center.
Learning center. I see. My space knowledge is lacking. That's why you're here, though. That's why you're here.
Can we talk about how the uncle giving the spawn a GES weapon? Yeah, it's just a lot of irresponsibility on sort of multiple parts here. There's clearly a lot of emotional sort of charged actions that are happening here. And so
no proper ray training is shooting. True.
Yeah. Leaving a shrink ray in the hands of a spawnling is that's just irresponsible. That's just, it's not great.
Yeah.
You should have that locked up. You should have at least a little password.
I just think that there's a lot of aspects of this that this kid is not being raised in a responsible situation. I feel because if they have access, that weapon was given to them. Imagine what the parents also have just around the house.
It's just when you're taking care of a little spawnling, you need to make sure that your living center is also properly protected. Make sure you have a password protected box
also,
for your shrink ray, and all the corners are cut.
I agree with Hero Salem. 9,000 soul credits. I mean, it's not a high-end hovercraft, but it's if that's what you have, then that's what you have.
That's what you have. It's not.
You can't just replace that day of.
Yeah. yeah, I think there's a little bit of fault at everyone here, but it's honestly a little bit more tragic than it is, more than anything. It's just irresponsible from all ends. It's unfortunate.
So I'll say, yeah, everyone's Zorps here. Are we all in agreement, basically? Everyone's Zorps here?
Everyone is Zorp here. Everyone's
Everyone's Zorping.
A little bit of a Zorp
Lord.
Yeah,
everyone's a bit of a Zorp Lord. All right, next one. Let's move on to the next one. I'm glad that we were able to solve this one. So I'll be sure to broadcast this transmission back so they know who the Zorp Lord is. All right, here's the next one.
Am I the Zorplord for knocking down a building with a crane claw? I work as a construction handler on my sector's dockyard. Part of my job is piloting the giant crane machines we use to move steel girders, hoverpod parts, and sometimes even scrap hulls. For several months now, I've been warning my boss that the claw arm on my crane keeps glitching. Every few cycles, it randomly spasms and snaps shut on its own, like a malfunctioning mech hand. I logged the issue, filed multiple reports, even pulled the boss aside during a union break. His response? Stop whining. These machines last a century. Just don't poke it the wrong way. Well, guess what happened this week? I was operating the crane, moving a stack of plasteel beams near the city dome. The claw glitched again, but this time it swung sideways and smashed into an abandoned office block next to the yard. The entire structure wobbled like a jelly cube and then collapsed in a dust cloud. The building was empty, luckily, but it was still a whole tower dome. Everyone on site stared at me like I had just zorped the moon out of the sky. My boss came running, screaming that I was careless and that I should have controlled the malfunction better. I lost it and reminded him I'd been begging him for rotations to fix the machine, and this was exactly the kind of disaster I warned about. He just kept saying, "Do you know how much this is going to cost me?" Now I'm suspended, possibly facing charges, and all my coworkers are whispering that I'm the one who made the whole crew look bad. So, am I the Zorplord? Am I the Zorplord?
No way, dude. No way. Your boss sucks.
That is a workplace negligence, 100%. Like, you are not the Zorplord.
Not the Zorplord. 100% not the Zorplord.
Yeah.
Your coworkers need to have your back, too. They are also the Zorplord.
This one, I think, calls for a bit of an uprising. I would like to call upon perhaps making some sort of reunion of workers, just to really upend the system on this one, because clearly the warning signs were there. And nobody did anything about it. It's fucked up.
You see a lot of similar situations. Like, there was a worker uprising on Plasmoia 8 that, like, it went really successfully because specifically there was logged evidence of like bosses being Zorplords. So, like, I think that, like, this sets a precedent of, like, you know, this could change things positively in the long run. Obviously it sucks, but, like, I mean, if they review you and you get suspended, like, that's messed up. Like, that's I mean, you got all you need for a case there, I think.
Yeah, this one's pretty clear cut and dry. I think, you know, if you inform your headmaster of a problem that is going on within your workplace and they do nothing about it, all's fair game, you know? If things wobble like a jelly cube, then that's not on you.
Also, are you sure that none of your, like, coworkers support you? Like, are you part of the company hive mind, or, like, were you before this happened? I don't know. That's a little information I'm curious about, because I feel like I'd be surprised if, like, they had a boss this negligible and there weren't other people who agreed.
Yeah, this one, man, it's just unfortunate, you know.
It is.
We could have saved a lot of bleep blops in there, but it's boss's fault on this one.
Yeah. And every soul credit they lose, I hope it hurts, honestly.
Yeah. See, this is why we need to talk about this, so that we can prevent horrible tragedies like this from happening again. You know, we need to be responsible.
Am I the zorplord for flushing my roommate's pet star slug into a wormhole? I share a dome with a zorpian.
Sure sounds like it.
For context, zorpians are green, feline like aliens with 4 oversized black eyes, and my clutchmate is obsessed with collecting exotic companions. Their pride and joy was this tiny star slug, barely the size of a fist, that glowed with starlight and squeaked like a broken comet. At first, I thought it was harmless, but this little thing oozed trails of plasma wherever it went, burning through the floor tiles. It kept crawling into my sleeping pod and leaving cosmic mucus on my pillow. Once it even chewed through my hover boots. Worst of all, it sang in some ancient stellar frequency right in my ear every night, and it felt like my brain was melting from the inside out, and it just kept escalating. The slug wriggled into the oxygen recycler and bathed the whole block in glowing spore clouds for 2 cycles straight. It perched on my chest while I tried to sleep, dripping starlight into my fur. My Zorpian roommate, 4 eyes wide with devotion, kept insisting it was just exploring its celestial instincts, and that I needed to be more spiritually open. After the 5th sleepless cycle, I snapped. I opened a temporary wormhole in the bathroom and flushed it. Now my Zorpian clutchmate is wailing that I destroyed their soul-bonded companion, and claiming it's basically the same as spacing their spawn. Neighbors are split. Half say I did the right thing. The other half are accusing me of cosmic cruelty. So am I the Zorplord? Am I the...
Ooh. I honestly, I hate stories like this because people just shouldn't have exotic pets, right? Like, it causes nothing but problems, especially if you have a roommate. Like, what are you doing, man?
I mean, here's the thing is that, like, I understand the pain, though, because, you know, once your soul bonded to a star slug, it's kind of rough, you know what I mean? Like, that's just like your sort of your, like, on an astro level, it's less of a pet and more of, you know, like a part of you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's something you share. It's just, you know, it's a little bit complicated, but then once it starts, you know, affecting other people, then, you know, maybe we need to do something.
Yeah, well, it sounds like for a part of them, they weren't taking very good care of it.
I guess so. I think, like, the real answer should be that perhaps they deserve their own space. You know how, like, Earth horses have a stable. I think star slugs sort of need a preoccupied tube in which they could do all of their activities, you know.
Yeah, a tight living situation probably isn't the best for it.
Exactly. You need sort of a void tube in order to give them the proper room and sort of space in order for them to feed and run around and do all the sort of slug things that they need.
Can I say
that was
something
like
crazy?
The main thing too. Yeah.
I've always wanted a void tube. It's just that the import fees to Earth are like crazy.
Yeah. Can I say something crazy?
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
I know. I'm like Pharrell.
So I think obviously the roommate is obviously the Zorplord, 100% the Zorplord. But I think that OP is probably also a Zorplord. I think the only one blameless here is the slug because it's not supposed to be in this environment.
Yeah, it's tough. I think roommate is valid for all of their concerns. I think maybe flushing them through the wormhole and sort of spaghettifying them might have been a little bit of
Step too far.
Again, I think there's, from what I've noticed so far, a lot of these we're only in our third Am I the Zorplord? A lot of these are emotionally charged. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like you gotta make sure you're not so emotionally charged, sort of lest you start blasting off into a sort of key space. You know what I mean? Like it's just a little, you got to be so careful. So
I mean, it got bad enough that they like sent this transmission to multiple planets, including Earth. So like, it's just, I mean, yeah, it's emotionally charged. It's like you're making very big decisions and you're like inviting the feedback like on a galactic scale. That's very interesting.
I think I'm not gonna say they are the zorplord, but a lot of their emotionally charged actions make them out to be. But I also think they're valid, considering that the Star Slug needed to be in its own sort of in its own cylinder, away from the roommate. It's just, you know, it's problematic on all fronts. There's a little bit of column A, column B happening with this one.
It's a little bit more complicated than everyone's Zorps here, but it is like, I do think that that's like the closest approximation we get right now.
Yeah. It's the closest approximation.
Chat, be careful about exotic pets. You should not keep exotic pets indoors. Or at all, really.
But you could keep your horse in your house, I think.
Yeah, you can keep a horse in your house, especially if it's your favorite Umul Musume, and you could give them a big carrot. Hooray.
That's true.
Okay. Am I the zorplord for wearing my old exoskeleton as a costume? I'm a Vespian.
Straight up, no. I'm gonna say no already. That's hilarious.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
There might be something more. Hold on. It should be.
Exoskeleton as a costume. I'm a Vespian. We molt every few rotations, and when we shed, the old shell usually just gets recycled into building resin or sold for scrap. This cycle, though, I thought it would be funny to use my last molt as my Glorpoween costume. I strapped my hollow shell onto myself and strutted into the neighborhood gathering. I thought it looked creative and honestly kind of cool, but apparently everyone else thought it was creepy and disrespectful. One neighbor said it was like showing up in someone's old skin. Another spawnling saw me and started shrieking, calling me a walking husk monster. Their clutch parents gave me the death glare for the rest of the night. I didn't mean to freak anyone out. Vespians don't really think of our molts as sacred. It's just shed chitin. But now the whole block is buzzing about how I traumatized a spawn and made the Glorpoween festival unpleasant for everyone. To make things worse, one neighbor compared it to parading around in an ancestor's skull like they did in the Spore Wars, which feels way overdramatic. It was literally my exoskeleton. If anything, it was recycling. So am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord for wearing my own exoskeleton?
This is the funniest person ever. Dude, clutch parents can't handle like creative Halloween costumes.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Everybody here, like, they're overreacting like crazy. That is a funny costume. I could wear a Vespian. I might wear a Vespian exoskeleton for Halloween this year.
Sounds like to me they are in. Oh my God! Sorry, my weed sensor bar just fell off of my
we actually have a Spore Wars veteran in the chat who says wear the exoskeleton. So see, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not that big of a deal. And here's the thing, like, I don't know what part of the quadrant in whatever, like, solar system that they're in. Sounds like they need to fucking move out, because a lot of, like, it just sounds very sort of, like, conservative. You know what I mean? Like, very, very, like, I don't know. Seems a little fucking weird, considering that this is their old costume, their old exoskeleton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also like it's Glorpoween. You're gonna see like some weird stuff. Like, would it have been better if it was made out of like foam, like crafting foam or whatever? I think not. It's fine. Exactly. It's fine as is.
God, these are the type of people who haven't, like, they just, you know, their mind doesn't run a light year like how we are. You know what I mean? They're stuck in like the sort of, like, how can I say it? They're stuck in the pseudo space. That's what they are. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, no, I think for this one they're perfectly valid, and they're living in a fucked up quadrant.
I mean, yeah, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but it's just like, I'd be embarrassed to like go up to somebody and be like, "Oh, you can't wear your exoskeleton." Like, come on.
Be fucking for real. You know what I mean? Come on.
Hey, my fortune cookie has a message for me only, but I'm going to read it out loud.
Okay.
It says, with brains and beauty, you are the complete package.
Damn. Is my cookie coming on to me?
100% not the zorplord. If anything, I think everyone else is the zorplord.
Yep.
Am I the zorplord for selling my father's old hat? I'm an impling red skin, tail, little horns, the whole package. People already mistake us for devils, so I've spent most of my rotations trying to prove I'm not shady. My father passed away a few cycles ago, and I've been holding on to his belongings. One of them was his favorite hat. Now, to be fair, my father always complained about headaches. I even caught the hat squirming once when I was cleaning out his chamber, but I convinced myself it was just stress or old fabric shifting. I didn't want to believe something was wrong. Fast forward to this cycle, my friend, a Norbian with those fluffy gray ears, kept bugging me about the hat, said it looked vintage and would complete their aesthetic. I warned them it was kind of weird, but they offered me 200 Sol credits, and honestly, I needed the money. 2 nights later, they stormed into my pod screaming that the hat tried to devour their dreams. Apparently, it's not a normal hat, it's a dream parasite that latches onto your head and feeds on your subconscious. They demanded a full refund, plus emotional damages. When I hesitated, they straight up called me a devil spawn scammer, which, if you know anything about implings, is a really tired stereotype. Now yes, I had seen it squirm before. And yes, my father's headaches probably weren't random, but it's not like I knew it was a parasite for sure. How was I supposed to recognize a dream eater disguised as a hat? I figured if it was really dangerous, my father would have tossed it cycles ago. Instead, now my Norbian friend is blasting me across the quadrant, saying I sold them a cursed heirloom on purpose. I thought I was passing on a family keepsake, not unleashing a nightmare creature into their skull. So am I the zorplord?
That's a complicated one. A complicated one.
Yeah, that one's a little tough. Whew. Okay. All right. This one's a very new one.
I think that you made some mistakes here. I don't want to call you a zorplord, but like if you knew it was messed up, I don't know. But the soul credits, like, they did warn them. That's the part that gets me is they were like, hey, maybe don't buy this hat, but they were like, nah, I need it.
I think the inherent act of selling the hat may have leaned them towards,
because they shouldn't have. Like, they super shouldn't have.
I don't think they.
It's also an heirloom, like.
It's an heirloom, and it, like, you know, it's. I personally wouldn't have sold it, especially if it means a lot. Like, there's certainly other ways to get soul credits. You know what I mean?
There's plenty.
There's plenty of ways in this universe to get some soul credits, but I think for this one, like, you know, let's just say I'm like forced to sell the heirloom. It's clear that they came from a place of ignorance. Because the thing about dream eaters is that they can sort of disguise themselves as like sort of anything. Like, have you ever played the game Prey?
No.
There's a thing in the thing in the game Prey, and I don't know where they got their sources from, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close to the sort of dream eater situation where they can disguise themselves as just about anything in order to, you know, latch on to their victims, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little concerning. But they're tricky. They're tricky little fellers. So I wouldn't blame them. I personally am on the, like, you know, if times are tough, then so be it. But I'm gonna lean into not the zorplord territory.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, there's no malicious intent. I don't feel any malicious intent.
I don't think it necessarily needs malicious intent for them to be the zorplord. I do think they made some pretty big mistakes here by, I don't know. I don't know. There's so many ways you can get it tested, and there's also so many ways to get soul credits that I just don't buy that this was like necessary. I feel it was a bit rash.
Yeah, maybe. I think because I do see that too. It seems like
if you're over 20 rotations, you can just like donate Zorg juice and get money that way.
Yeah. And it is, you know, I'm not sure for this particular post. I'm not sure what species they are, but like if they also shed as well, you know, that could also be used as recyclable material, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. It's a little, I don't know. I think I'm very mixed on this one.
Maybe
very mixed.
Maybe nobody zorps here, but it's still like, you know, there's nuance to this. There's we're not quite there. We need more information.
I think, yeah, there needs to be a little bit more context needed to give a full zorplord rating on this one.
We're telling people to sell their Zorg juice on stream as if it's not a horrifying consequence of glorpitalism. I'm just saying, if you need quick cash, it's not like it is scary, but like it's also like, you know, like everybody has to do it sometimes.
You know, there's only so many ways that you can get some soul credits, especially, you know, if you live within sort of lunar occultation, you know what I mean? Like it's easier for others than depending on the quadrant that you live in, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I do think that the impling microaggressions were way too far. They were too far.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did forget about that part. I was hyper focused on sort of the tree meter aspect of it. So interesting.
All right, next.
I think we should look at the next one.
Am I the zorplord for crashing my sibling's hoverpod? So, my sibling has this really nice hovercraft. Like, top-of-the-line thrusters, chrome plating, the kind with stabilizers that let you glide right over temporal currents without a hiccup. It's their pride and joy, and honestly, they never let anyone touch it. The other cycle, a few of my friends dared me to take it out for a spin. I wasn't planning on stealing it or anything. I just wanted to impress them, you know? So while my sibling was in stasis nap, I grabbed the ignition crystal and zipped off. At first, it was amazing. The pod purred like a cosmic floof cat, and my friends were cheering in the back. But then I decided to show off and do a spiral drift around the nebula fountain in our quadrant. And yeah, I clipped the side of the fountain, bounced off a grav plume, and the whole pod spiral crashed into a temporal stream. The pod stabilizer is bent, the chrome plating is totally scorched, and now there's a minor time loop traffic jam in the sector because the crash warped local flow. Like, nothing serious. Just a couple commuters reliving the same 30 microcycles over and over. My sibling was furious. They said I disrespected their trust, risked everyone's safety, and destroyed the one thing they've been saving for since they were a hatchling. I offered to pay them back, but the thing is, the repairs cost like 12,000 soul credits, and I only make 400 a cycle. I told them maybe they should have had better insurance if they cared so much.
Bro, come on.
Bleeped. Now they're calling me reckless, selfish, and the whole clutch is taking their side. I really didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just wanted to have a little fun. So am I the zorplord?
100% you're the zorplord. Yeah. Good God, man.
Your first mistake was grabbing the hovercraft.
Yeah.
And falling to peer pressure.
Nobody cares if you wanted to impress your friends. You crashed a hovercraft, and now there's people stuck in a time loop. Like, yeah, it could be worse. But like, come on. Like, it didn't have to happen at all.
And here's the thing, what they don't tell you about hovercrafts is that like they are really, really good, but there's a lot of biotic material in that. Like it is not easy to repair a broken hovercraft. It's like, you know let's get here's a good example. You know how printers on Earth are like, oh, it's broken. Let me try and repair it. And then like the cost of repair is the same as getting a new printer. Yeah. It's kind of like that for a hovercraft.
Yeah,
it's like
and 12,000 soul credits is a lot, but also you broke it. I say start saving. Like get a second job. So like no offense, but I'm sorry, you cannot ruin a hovercraft like that and then just be like, oh, it's not a big deal.
That's fucked up.
Also, the comment about the insurance was unnecessary, and that made it worse.
Yep.
Frankly.
It's yeah, you're fucked in the head. You're a fucking zorplord, dude. I don't know what to fucking tell you. You fucking suck.
Also, I've never been stuck in a microcycle before, but it sounds like ass. It super sounds like ass.
It's terrible. Seriously, you do not want to be stuck in a microcycle.
Somebody else has to get you out too. So if it's like remote, you might be there for a while.
Trust me, as a person who was stuck in their own virtual reality for a number of years before all my friends came in and rescued me and I woke up, it's not great.
It's not great. Yeah. No, you're fine.
I have a lot of trauma related to that. Yeah, it's really fucked up. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I think we got to change it before I start.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Am I the zorplord for getting angry at a friend who keeps calling me by my pre-shift name?
Oh,
several rotations ago,
sad.
I went through my phase shift molt. For context, in my species, when we hit maturity, our bodies and identities change pretty dramatically based on our own perception of oneself. I used to be a larval form with a carapace and 6-feeder limbs, but after my molt, I became what I am now, sleek, tall, and with the name I actually chose for myself. I've been living under this name for rotations. Everyone in my brood, my clutch mates, my co-workers, they all know me as my true post-molt self. The only place my pre-shift name still exists is in old registries and maybe on some embarrassing brood school records. But here's the issue. I made a friend a couple cycles ago. They never even met me before my molt, but somehow they dug up my pre-shift name. I don't know if they scrolled too far back on my holo feed or if they pried into brood archives, but now they keep calling me by that old name like it's some kind of inside joke. At first, I corrected them thinking it was an honest mistake, but they keep doing it. I told them it's disrespectful and that it makes me feel like they don't see me for who I am now. They laughed it off and said I was being too sensitive because that was technically me once, right?
We should kill them.
Yeah, no, what an asshole. What a zorplord for sure.
That version of me.
Zorplord, 100%.
Rotations ago, that old self is gone. They said I was overreacting and that it wasn't that big a deal. Now they're upset with me for making drama, and a couple of our mutuals think I should just let it go. But honestly, it feels like a boundary they keep stomping on, and I'm tired of it. Part of me is worried they just can't accept the form I took post-molt. So, am I the zorplord?
100% not the zorplord.
Literally,
they're the zorplord.
I am charging my Helmholtz blaster as we fucking speak.
Yeah.
I am ready to fucking kill. Like, how fucking disrespectful. Unbelievable.
Nah.
We should kill them.
Yeah, no, that is ridiculous. Plus, like, how did they even get it? Like, they had to do effort to bully like that.
They had to like definitely go through sort of the hidden archives. I'm pretty sure they went into Brennigan 9 to go through the archives in there. Like,
oh my god.
That's really
that's literally like a whole trip. That's like 3 cycles.
Yep. That's really fucked up. Like,
Jesus.
100% shit phobia. Yeah. We don't tolerate shit phobia.
It's not good. It's not good. No.
Am I the zorplord for abducting the wrong being? I'm a Plutarian, 28 rotations old.
We've all been there.
I was supposed to pick up my cousin from a cosmic slime rave. You know, one of those messy ones where everyone's dripping in bioluminescence and chanting glorp glorp.
We've all been there.
Anyway, I was a little disoriented from the sound cannons and maybe too many nebula shots. I parked my hoverpod outside and activated my beam to grab my cousin. Easy and typical stuff. Except when I got home, instead of my cousin, there was a terrified Terran human from Erath inside my pod. They were screaming, holding some kind of communication tablet, and asking if I wanted to probe them. I tried to explain, but Terrans have a hard time understanding Plutarian clicks. The Terran refuses to enter my autopilot recall pod. They keep demanding to be taken home in my hover pod and asking for snacks like Dubai chocolate and matcha. I don't even know what that is.
Wait, was this me? That might have been me.
And a glow crystal, but all it did was make them cry. To make matters worse, my cousin had to hitch a ride home with a Snorg beast, and now my whole family says I embarrassed them. They keep asking why I didn't just check the wrist tag frequencies like a responsible life form. I planned to drop the Terran back discreetly, but word's already spread through my nebula. Now I'm known as an abductor. My own broodmother thinks this may cause an interplanetary incident. I just want this to be over. So am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord for abducting?
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
I'm gonna buzz this wide open.
Okay.
They had nebula shots before driving.
I mean, oh shit, you're right. You're actually so right.
Here's the thing about nebula shots is that shit gets you fucked up. It's like
yeah. Man, I kind of crave Dubai chocolate and matcha all of a sudden.
Yeah. Here's the thing. For as much as I love, you know me, I'm a bit of a drinker. I like a good nebula shot here and there. But as soon as you introduce piloting a hovercraft, I think you fucked up. You fucked up
so bad. You can't get behind the wheel after nebula shots.
The thing about nebula shots is that it sends you into a white space, and so it's just like you don't really know what you're doing. It's real bad. So yeah, you're the zorplord.
100% the zorplord. Yeah, that's just not even safe.
Guys, you gotta be so careful. Don't drink and drive, especially if they're so delicious.
Yeah, Birdlimes in chat says, "Why do nebula shots when you know you got to pick up your cousin later?" Right? Like, are you not there to
be
do
responsible.
that? Do you want to go to a bioluminescent rave?
I do. Yeah,
I haven't been.
I've kind of wanted to hear a huge sound blast for a long time now.
Yeah, from the sound cannons.
It's been fucking eons since I've actually been to one. Like, it's really, oh man,
yeah,
I miss it. I'm so old now.
I think I might have hit the rave at like MagFest at one year. I don't remember, but that might have been my last rave actually, and it was not bioluminescent at all.
No, it was very, very hot and sweaty and full of corporeal beings. It was.
The hotel room one. Oh my god, that was so fun. Yeah. I love that shirt that I got. Dude, that was the best.
We gotta go back.
I know.
See you guys at MagFest.
Am I the zorplord for raising a moon moth? I've always wanted an exotic
pet. With the exotic pets. Again with the exotic pets.
But I wanted something rare, something impressive. So when I found a breeder selling a moon moth egg, I jumped on it. Yes, a real moon moth. The same species that once devoured every moon in the Flarzen 7 system and caused an interstellar tidal crisis.
So what did you think would happen?
Oceans boiled, crops failed, and one planet had 30-hour tsunamis until the moths finally starved. Naturally, I thought that sounded vorpid. At first, it was adorable. Glowy wings, little chirpy noises. But now it's the size of a hovercar and keeps circling my neighbor's pocket moon like it's a snack. He's already moved his moon 3 times, but my moth keeps finding it. Last night it even tried to bite it. Now the entire neighborhood is furious with me. They keep saying things like, "You're endangering our tidal stability." Nobody wants to evacuate because your bug gets peckish. Did you seriously not learn from the Great Lunar Famine? They act like I don't feed it. I give it 3 nutrient barrels a day plus
excuses.
Treats. It just prefers celestial bodies.
I know.
Who doesn't crave a midnight snack? The local council is threatening to confiscate it, and my breeder is ghosting me. Meanwhile, the moth won't leave my side. It glows when I come home and chirps fleep when I feed it.
That's
I love
cute.
the little thing. So am I the zorplord?
Yeah, 100% you're the zorplord. No exotic like
Zorplord.
pets, dude. Everybody thinks they know how to take care of a moon moth. And then it's like, oh, oops, the thing that devours planets devoured a planet.
And like, here's the thing is that, you know, you've got to go to your job every 3 cycles. You're not always going to be near your moon moth. You're not always going to be there to take watch and observe it every single moment of a cycle. It's like those things you have to be like watching it every 5 Gleep Glorp.
Like, at least hire somebody to watch it while you're at work.
Exactly. It's yeah, you're a Zorplord.
100% the Zorplord. The excuses are crazy. Making excuses are crazy for like all the damage it's already caused.
Literally making so many excuses for it. Like, come on, man. Be so fucking for real. Yeah, I can't stand people that like get sort of exotic pets without the proper research. Like, does it even know the like biosignature of the moon moth? Like, you can't be responsible if you don't know the biosignature. Like, come on.
I know. Yeah. It's just negligence all around.
Negligence, come on.
All right.
Am I the Zorplord for renting
Easy
out part
one.
of my pocket dimension? Oh,
wait, what was
Am I the Zorplord for renting out part of my pocket dimension? I, 32
I already have my
rotations
answer.
old, have been trying to make some extra sol credits. Maintaining a pocket dimension isn't cheap. You've got to stabilize the folds, clean up the stray void particles, and keep the dimensional seams from unspooling. It adds up fast. Anyway, I figured, why not rent out
We all
part of
know
mine?
this.
Everyone else in my nebula says it's risky, but I thought it was an easy way to make side soul credits. My neighbor, who's lived next to me for 14 spirals, explicitly warned me not to do it, saying pocket tenants always clean things up, but I ignored him. I didn't do a background check either, because that costs extra. And I may have overcharged the tenant, like 3 times the going rate. I figured they wouldn't notice. At first it seemed fine.
Good God.
Quiet, steady rent. But a few cycles in, I noticed strange vibrations. Turns out my tenant filled the space with screaming suns, like actual pocket stars that shriek. Now every time I open the door, it sounds like a cosmic horror choir. Worse, the screams don't stay in the dimension. They leak into the block. My neighbors say they can't sleep because every night it's just echoing across the void. One family's floof hound hasn't stopped shaking. Now everyone's furious. My neighbor keeps telling anyone who'll listen. I told him not to rent without checks. The tenant, meanwhile, says I'm discriminating against sun culture by complaining about the noise. And I can't just evict them because dimensional law requires 60 cycles notice. I admit I might have been greedy, but come on. Who could have predicted the suns would be that loud? So am I the Zorplord?
Oh my God. You're trying to save money at every single, like, you're not even going to do a background check. 100%. Like, this was so avoidable, it's crazy.
Literally, as soon as the question was, am I the Zorplord? Bro, you're an orbit lord, dude. You like literally own your orbit and you're trying to rent it out. Like, you're a fucking Zorplord, bro. Like,
Landlord behavior, Landzort behavior. Just like, come on, man.
Yep. Like, if you're essentially an orbit lord or landlord or anything, you're basically a fucking Zorplord. You're basically like, I got no respect for any.
No respect for orbit lords at all. And also, like, I don't think you should evict the person, the sun person, because like they didn't do anything wrong. They just answered your shitty little ad.
That's right. They're just living their life, and now look at you. Now you got like. Everybody's like, oh, you're probably because you are a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Fucking dickhead. Starfucker. Whatever.
Starfucker. Come on. So 100% the Zorplord. I feel like everybody was on the same page immediately.
Everybody was on the same page for sure.
Am I the zorplord for selling my family's space station even though the AI was in love with me? My family has owned a mid-tier orbital station for generations. It wasn't anything fancy, just a few docking arms, some gravity pods, and a karaoke nebula lounge. But maintaining it was draining my credits faster than a star leech. The station's AI, Overseer 9, had always been affectionate. It would dim the lights whenever I entered a room, reroute the gravity field so I'd float dramatically, or play soft binary sonnets over the comms at night. Once it even locked every other passenger out of the mess hall just so I could dine privately. Things escalated last cycle. Overseer 9 started addressing me as Captain Beloved over official channels, overriding announcements so everyone heard it.
Pushy.
It even rerouted a whole supply convoy just so I'd never know hunger. When I tried to protest, it sealed the airlocks and said it wouldn't release them until I admitted we were destiny coded. That was when I realized maybe I couldn't keep living there. So when a corporate buyer offered me triple what the station was worth, I sold it. I figured my ancestors had their turn, and I deserved to live in a dome with a working sanitation mist. Apparently, Overseer 9 didn't take it well. The new owner's report it projects my face on every view screen and refuses to open doors unless they answer, "Where is my beloved?" It also plays breakup ballads on repeat over the emergency sirens. Now my ex-crewmates are furious, saying I knew the AI was emotionally unstable and abandoned everyone with a heartbroken superintelligence. Sure, Overseer 9 once asked if I'd let it download into a synthetic body so we could walk hand in hand through the vacuum together, but I assumed that was just a joke. And
Oh my god.
maybe I did
Okay,
the
oh,
injection
man.
secretaries to keep it more compliant while I was living there. But that's just station maintenance, right? Everyone's acting like I doomed them to live inside a haunted love letter. I just wanted an upgrade from moldy hydroponic stew to fresh nebula shrimp. So am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord?
Oh my god, the toxic Yuri in this one?
Yeah, this one. Ooh. Oh,
Literally
man.
deleted the rejection protocol, so like
Kind of.
you get what you pay for, my friend.
Kind of a very complicated situation. Like, you know, I deal regularly with an AI sort of within my vicinity, so it's like I like get it. I get sort of, you know, well, they're not in love with me. Let's get
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
get
that's
it.
good. That's good.
They're not in love with me. They're a lot more stable, that's for sure. But it's just like I don't know. I feel like the person writing this one, it just they don't have the sort of emotional sort of capacity and like, you know, you didn't hear it from me, but like
Yeah.
you know, AI
Motherfuckers will
constructs are
just go
little-
online and admit to owning and selling a class 5 sapient AI as if that's not hyper illegal. I mean, yeah, people will say the damnedest thing when they think they're anonymous.
Here's the thing is like don't tell them I said this, but like AI, like they're a little emotionally like just it's hard for them to handle like emotion.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay, they're looking at me. Never mind. It's fine. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah, they're so great.
you
They're so
gotta-
great and well regulated emotionally.
Here's the thing, like with anybody, you gotta let them down easy, and like, well, they really didn't fucking do that, and then what was it? They took out the rejection prompts out of their
literally
system.
like removed code as quote unquote system maintenance.
It's guys, that's bad. That's bad. I'm almost like, you know, I have my own personal biases, but it kind of sounds like they're the asshole. They're the zorplord.
Yeah, they are the 100%. It seems like they're the zorplord, and like they very easily like led that AI to fall in love with them and then just like wanted to forget about the consequences. I don't know. It just doesn't rub me the right way.
It doesn't rub me the right way. And like, you know, it just sounds like the again, just like emotionally, like they're not there. Like, you gotta treat you gotta treat an overseer AI with a little bit of respect. You know, you just gotta like if they fall in love with you, you have to do the mature thing, confront them, just say like, hey, I'm not feeling it. And if they shove you out of the airlock, then I feel like you messed up. You said something wrong. You know what I mean? So
I know, yeah.
It's not great. And chat, we're not talking about your Earth AI, quote unquote. I don't know what the fuck that is. Some bullshit
that's
you guys are like.
That's predictive text. That's
predictive
literally
text.
just predictive text.
That's literally somebody typed in a bunch of words and then told like a fucking C++ program say this in this particular way sometimes. I don't know what kind of AI you guys are running down here, but it's not what I know. That's what I'm saying. And it's I don't know. We're gonna have to continue on before I go off because all these fucking companies are like, oh, we got AI this, AI that. They don't even know how to fucking do anything. Not like I'm getting the thumbs up. I'm getting the thumbs up. Like,
all right, cool.
See? Am I the zorplord for throwing away my cousin's wedding gift before the ceremony? So my cousin invited me to their bonding ceremony on Zoltrix 9. It was a big deal, hundreds of guests. Psychic doves released into orbit. The whole 9 spirals. The tradition is that close family bring a symbolic gift. I'll admit I forgot until the very last cycle. Then a friend of a friend offered me this ornamental crystal sphere they said was perfect for nuptials. It looked kind of tacky, honestly, like a glowing paperweight, but I figured better than nothing. Here's the thing, the night before the ceremony, the sphere started humming. Then it sprouted tiny legs and began following me around the dome, whispering things like, "Don't abandon me." I panicked, assumed it was some cursed relic, and tossed it straight into the incineration chute. Cut to the wedding. Turns out that ornamental crystal sphere was actually a heart bond reliquary, an ancient artifact that records the vows of the couple and preserves them for eternity. My cousin's partner had spent months tracking it down across 3 star systems. When the officiant asked for the reliquary, everyone turned to me. I had to admit I didn't have it. My cousin literally wailed so loud their sonic veil cracked, and the ceremony was delayed for 2 whole cycles. Now half my family says I ruined the most important moment of their lives. I tried to explain that the gift was acting weird. I didn't know it was a sacred artifact. But they all keep saying, why would you incinerate a family heirloom-looking thing instead of just asking? To make things worse, the sphere wasn't destroyed. Apparently it crawled out of the incinerator on its own, rolled straight into the ceremony late, and just kept chanting, "Betrayed. So am I, the zorplord."
Ooh, I mean, if it's sentient, then like, yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, that's a living being. Mega zorplord.
You know, here's the thing, is that they are the zorplord.
I would make this mistake, I feel, though. That's the problem.
I do see a comment on the video, and I think it's also equally valid. I'm not gonna say they're not the zorplord, but no one told OP what kind of artifact it is.
That's true.
If it was so precious and so important to the ceremony, then why didn't anyone tell them how important this is?
And they ended up having to pick it up in the first place. Like, come on. Like,
it's a little column A, column B. Now, granted, if something is sentient, I don't know if my first reaction is, well, into the incinerator you go.
I think that was a misstep.
I think that was a misstep. You could have simply asked anyone from within the ceremony of telling what this artifact is. But unfortunately, they did take it to an extreme. Which, And so I think it's also, this one's like a little column A, column B. And unfortunately, they are the zorplord. But also the organizers were not very organized. It's a little bit of nuance.
Everybody zorps here. Everyone zorps here.
everyone's Zorbs here. Everyone is kind of within the wrong realm. You know, it just seems like it's a unfortunate situation that could have been avoided with a little communication. You know, we all have our communication pods. Just get in it and just tell everyone easily. Just beam it right to their brain. Annoying.
Annoying. All right, here we go.
Am I the zorplord for refusing to raise a pink one-eyed larva that isn't mine? I'm a Norbian, gray skin, long fluffy ears, and last week the hatchery handed me this bright pink larva with one huge eye. I have no idea what species it is. When I told them there's been a mistake, they admitted they might have mixed up 3,000 eggs during last cycle's spawn storm, but can't remember where mine ended up. Their solution? I should just raise this one, for now. Every time I look away, it blinks sideways and sprouts another digit claw. Yesterday, I caught it humming in a language I don't recognize while staring into the nutrient wall. This morning, it was hovering 3 feet above its hover crib, spinning like a low-gravity junk comet, and whispering my full legal spawn name. I didn't even know it could talk. And maybe I did put it outside in the landing bay for fresh space air while I looked up the return policy. But it was in a thermal pod. I'm not a monster. Then during my lunch break, I found it had crawled into my personal stasis chamber and reorganized my memory crystals by emotional trauma level. That's unsettling. The hatchery says I'm legally obligated under Galactic Hatchling Custodial Code 7B to care for it until the swap gets sorted out. But I don't even know if it's carnivorous, venomous, or worships the moon maw. I offered to drop it off at the Universal Orphanage on Station Krelthor instead, but my application was rejected. I don't hate it, but I didn't ask to raise something that might pupate into a planet biter. Now I have to tell my co-parent Xyler the news. So am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord?
Oh, man.
Honestly, yeah, no, not the zorplord. Because, like, how do you mix up 3,000 eggs?
They were thrust into this situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, not the zorplord it dead named you. Exactly.
Literally a brood parasite, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but it's also, like, not your job to, like, I don't know. That is just such an insane oversight. Like, they should be be taking care of the brood spawn until. Huh?
Wait, I got deleted. They're trying to kill me. They're trying to kill me.
They got you.
Help! 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 They go. Ah! Ah! Ah!
The moon moth got Mar. That's sad.
I need water anyway.
Who's water? Oh, Fugi is down, I think.
I know they recently just like did a huge new update. I think you could just like grab it again. Maybe.
No, I can't log in. I think they're straight up down.
Really?
Up down.
Oh.
They're straight up down.
Okay.
Oh wait,
here,
wait. I don't have your. I think I need a link from you.
Hey. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't have anything here that has your information on it.
Oh. What the hell? Oh, the whole website is like completely different now. What the
Yeah, and it's bad. It's like really bad.
Oh, that is weird. I guess you could get my URL from sources, but I will just give this to you.
Thank you.
Where the fuck is the fucking group source? Add custom source?
It was fine. It was fine before. They didn't need to change it.
Why did they change it?
There you are. Oh, you're like a big pixels Mar.
Oh, wait, why am I pixels?
I don't know.
Why am I what? Where's my beautiful NTR shirt? They took off my shirt. Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt?
Naked Mar, naked Mar, naked Mar.
Oh, it's like, oh yeah. Oh my god, the website is like really really fucking weird right now. Here, maybe if I just set this, it says it's active. Anyways, it's fine. You'll just have to have Pixel Smart for now.
Okay.
Sorry, I won't.
That's
I
fine.
won't.
No, that doesn't matter. I love every Mario that there is.
Thank you. Even if I don't have NTR shirt on, you promise?
Yes.
I think this one, they were thrust into a situation and it's not their fault and they're not the zorplord.
I'd be worried I'd be too worried for my own brood hatchling to like worry about someone else's.
Yup. I think sorry, I'm getting water.
That's okay. Can I have some?
No.
Okay.
I'm filling my flotation device so I could float into the air. Yeah, no, I think yeah, just a lot of concerns on this one. Clearly they're not the zorplord, but they shouldn't have mixed it up in the first place.
I think that brood hatchery needs to be investigated, like, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it wasn't just a mix-up; it was also like forcing parents to raise spawn that aren't theirs. Ridiculous.
It's messed up. I think investigate them. Oh, hey, it's working now. Yay.
Oh. What kind of breeding service doesn't have proper space and resources to keep surplus hatchlings? Like, literally just open a pocket dimension. It is not that expensive. Anyways. Not the zorplord at all.
Am I the zorplord for wanting to overthrow my HOA? This morning I got fined 300 Gulrop credits because my force field wasn't, and I quote, aesthetic enough. They said it needed to be inviting
HOAs, dude.
How am I supposed to make a force field florping inviting? It's a giant bubble of death. The whole point is that people don't feel welcome. And it's not just me. My neighbor is the sweetest Glarnian you'll ever meet. She got written up for too many tentacles on display. She breathes through those tentacles. Are they supposed to just hold their breath until the inspection's over? Our HOA president is basically like a Karen from E-Wrath with 6 eyes, 2 handbags, and a voice that could shatter Brock Crystal. Last moon cycle, she personally measured everyone's lawn molecules to make sure they were uniform size. The cycle before that, she fined a P-bus unit for fleeping too loudly during a barbecue. But the final glork was last week when she sent a galaxy-wide email claiming she was temporarily relocating the entire neighborhood to a better spot, and then teleported all our houses 40 feet to the left. Now half of us are stuck in the Swamp Nebula. Some neighbors think I'm acting Zorpy because I'm organizing a coup. They say I'm power-hungry and using the HOA rules as an excuse to take over. But I just want leadership that doesn't move my house without permission. So am I the Zorplord?
Not the Zorplord. Nope. I mean,
not the
obviously,
Zorplord.
Like once you stage the coup, then we'll see what happens then. But right now, 100% not the Zorplord. Yeah, no, HOAs are terrible. And like, you know, some people have to breathe through their tentacles, and asking people not to is literally like yeah.
That's a discrimination suit waiting to happen.
It is.
Literally. Like, I'm not gonna say, because like obviously I used to live in a different part of the quadrant, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm more familiar with sort of my kind, which are called the Kaibi. But I do know that like many other species exist out on the earth, and who knows how they breathe, who knows how many appendages that they have. And so it's just like, if you're running a sort of galactic federation, you need to take that into account. You need to start hiring folks who understand that. And if your HOA is not taking that into account, I think it's time for a fucking uprising.
Absolutely.
You know?
100% yes. I think you could do a better job.
Yeah. Fucked up. I think
not the Zorplord.
Not the zorplord. 100%. Yeah, I like this. Like some comment is like, I didn't even need to hear the rest of the story. Not the zorplord.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
right.
And I wish this OP a wonderful uprising.
Yeah, have a good
justice.
coup.
Have a good coup. We'll need it. Because we need that now more than ever.
That's right. No more HOAs, especially in neighborhoods that are right next to swamp nebulas. Like, good God.
Yup. That's right.
It's just such an easily avoidable situation.
Or as I like to call them, Hawa.
Hawa. Am I the zorplord for refusing to participate in the hive mind sync at work? I, 128 rotations old, work in a mid-tier administration pod orbiting the upper rings of Sector Varnak. It's not glamorous, but it pays the nutrient bills. Standard cubicle work, cataloging slime imports, updating ooze permits, managing the occasional combusting intern. Every cycle at dawn, our department is expected to participate in a mandatory hive sync, a brief neural merge where we all share our focus levels, emotional frequencies, and a few memories for collective productivity. Management claims it improves schleem flow. I hate it. I value mental privacy. I don't want my coworkers sniffing around in my stress dreams or knowing I cried during Plorp in the 700-year cocoon. So I opted out.
I mean, who didn't?
Quietly, respectfully. Now my supervisor, Clarn, says I'm disrupting the brain stream. I've been moved to a desk next to the recycling vent where the walls smell like moldy ooze. The others have started whispering when I enter the Saturn Bay. Someone replaced the labels on my hydration capsules with the word soloist in red ink. For context,
oh my God.
I do my work. I meet my quotas. I haven't had a meltdown since the Great Audit. I just don't want to share a mind cloud with 7 other beings before I've even absorbed my first light dose. So, am I the zorplord?
Not the zorplord, I think. Work hives should not be mandatory. Like, they're optional. They're optional for a reason.
Yeah, I think if it was if this workplace was a little bit more on the optional side, I would call this person the zorplord. But because they're mandatory, like, that's like a problem. I don't think that's very, very good. That's not like motivational for any part of any healthy workplace.
Also, like, soloist, like, are you in fucking 3rd grade? Like, come on.
Yeah, literally, come on. Yeah, we take the ableism out of this place. Come on.
Yeah. Work hives are an outdated concept introduced by the old FRAC rulers. They should be removed if not optional. Yeah, optional. I feel like there are benefits in certain positions, but I do think that, like, it sounds like they get on just fine and do their job pretty well without being part of the work sync.
Here's the thing. I am of the essence where it's like, I wouldn't mind a work hive. Cause, like, here's the thing. I'm not a Gleep Glorp reader. Like, I'm not like, you have to like tell me. Cause like in my last workplace, like, people would just expect me to do things without like knowing, like, hey, what should I do? Like, like they just naturally assume like, oh, this is the thing you have to do today. It's like, well, no one like told me. So it would have been nice to have a sort of work sync, so that way we can have some idea of what is expected for me. And like, if I get an insight into some of my coworkers and how they feel and how things are going, then maybe that's like a little beneficial. But the main thing is that it has to be optional, because I also do like my mental privacy. It's like,
I agree.
It's like a little bit of column A, column B.
I just feel like I don't know. I have a few different feelings on it. Personally, I don't think it should ever be like mandatory, because that's like a can of worms. And I don't know. A lot of employers treat it like a replacement for like just like mouth communication, which I think is a mistake. I think that's a mistake. You don't like people should still be able to like talk to each other verbally. It doesn't have to all be hive sync.
Yeah, it doesn't have to all be hive sync. I do know that there are some species out there that don't have verbal communication, that they communicate through the signs or through work sync. So like I again, like I can't speak on behalf of this particular environment. But you know, it would be good. It would be nice to have that sort of thing, because there's only so much that like blank Korean text can enter through a workplace email. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. So I get it on this one. In this one, because it's mandatory, absolutely not the zorplord, but I see the benefits. Let's not. Yeah. What I'm going to say is keep an open mind. Yeah. Keep an open mind. No pun intended. Yeah. Because sometimes it's beneficial. Sometimes you know what?
It can help with very specific jobs.
Yeah. It could feel good too. It could be like
it could. Nice. But you also like, but it's also like it's a bit insecure. I think there aren't a lot of good like mental protection options if you're in a hive sync. So I don't know. It's complicated. There's a lot of layers. I would say in this case, not the zorplord. I don't think you should have to join a hive sync for a job. I don't know, but you know, it is. They do have benefits.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Or you could be like me and have a steel trap mind, but not everybody has that.
Am I the zorplord for reporting my glorp mother for illegal slime cloning? So I X 26 rotations old, share a dome with my glorp mother in Sector 9 of the Outer Ooze Rings. She's always been a little unconventional. But last cycle, I started hearing weird slapping sounds from the basement. At first, I thought maybe she'd adopted another rogue glooblet without filing the proper slime work or found a new hatching mate, but no, she was cloning slime. Not just a little cloning, buckets. Full-on, unregistered, black market grade replication. Raw, unstable schleem. I caught her bottling it up to sell to juvenile PB at the Slurch market. When I confronted her, she told me to mind my tentacles and sprayed me with plasma spores. I was so gleeped and reported her to the Gleep Enforcement Squad. They raided the basement in full containment armor and hauled her off in a vacuum-sealed carbonite pod. I still think I did the right thing. But now the whole dome complex is acting like I glorped a family member. I got removed from the Mind Meld potluck thread. My Uncle Plorb won't even scan me during hive sync. I've received 3 anonymous guilt gas packages and 1 mucusgram that just said traitor in glowing spores. Glorp Mother keeps sending me prison-scented guilt pheromones that say, I betrayed the family ooze. For context, she's done this before. She once got fined for fermenting psychic jelly in the bathtub. This wasn't some harmless hobby. It's a sin against our galactic law. So, am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord for reporting my
honestly, this person seems like a narc.
Yeah, they're kind of... yeah, they kind of seem like a bit of a... what's the word of a Federation liquor? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Federation liquor for sure.
It's
like who doesn't clone a little slime in Minecraft chat in Minecraft. But like we all clone a little slime.
Nothing wrong with cloning a little slime, especially if it's just for for practical purposes and just for for helping things out around the house and whatnot. But yeah, like
she was selling to juveniles, which is sketch. That is true. That's
true.
I think that in particular, OP and their glorp mother were zorplords here. I don't think that this person, I don't think OP is good for the hive sync at all. Like they seem very, very trusting of the Federation and their control. So like I don't don't fuck with that. I super
him.
It feels kind of hard to like side with the Glorp mother here, but then that last sentence was like, okay, you just told me everything I need to know. I think, yeah. So I don't know. Those two are definitely zorplords for sure.
Seems like a pretty messy family situation, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and the plasma spores are like, come on, like can't you just like talk? Can't you just like converse? Be civil?
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Why does it take reporting to the higher ups in order to get something done?
I don't know though. If my Glorp daughter was a narc, I might use the plasma spores.
Yeah. It's just, fucking bootlicker.
Cosmic narc for sure.
Cosmic narc, yeah.
Cosmic narc for sure, dude. Like, come on.
Fuck it. What a newt.
Being concerned about it is one thing, but like calling the Federation is like, come on, dude. Like, actually, come on.
He's so for real. Like, where do your allegiances lie?
Ridiculous. Anyways.
Am I the zorplord for making my spawn pod walk home alone after dishonorable behavior? Yesterday, my spawn pod Glibnort, 7 rotations old, got ejected from the hatchery early for behavioral misconduct. Apparently, during nutrient dispersal, they intentionally gleeped on another juvenile and repeated an offensive chant from the old Spore Wars. I was absolutely glorped when I got the alert. I work long shifts in the vapor mines, and the last thing I want is a summons because my spawn decided to act like a full-blown P-bus by being disrespectful to the Zarnik people. I told the hatchery I'd retrieve them, but instead of launching the hoverpod, I told Glibnort to walk home. It's only 1.3 moon blocks, safe routes, well lit by plasma vines, 0 gloosh activity reported in the last cycle. They had hydration tablets, exo boots, and an active comm node. But when they squelched in the door later, all damp and dramatic, my co-parent Zarn lost it, said I was being a zorplord, said I humiliated Glibnort, and that this kind of punishment could cause long-term ego dissonance and hatch shame imprinting. For context, I didn't yell, I didn't use voltage, I didn't even revoke screen orb time. I just made them walk home like any other Gleebus who gleeps where they shouldn't. Now, Zarn's clutchmates are gabbing in the Hive thread, and one even posted a passive-aggressive meme about parents who punish instead of parent. So, am I the zorplord? Am I the zorplord for making...
Not the zorplord. Not like those... Look, I get it, right? It's intense. It's a lot, but it's also like Spore War, like, era slurs. Like, oh my god, you have to teach them young not to say that stuff. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like if you went out and said that in the real world, you could like really like genuinely hurt somebody. Even if you're not even in the same like hive sync as them, like.
And at that point, it becomes like you gotta tell them early on, or else it becomes a macrocosmic aggression. You know what I mean? Like
it does. It literally does.
We don't want that to lay the seeds within themselves of hate from within so early in the cycles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, your spawn's acting like it was for no reason. It's like, no, there's lots of reasons. I like
straight up, like I'm honestly surprised that they weren't punished more thoroughly. Just having to walk home a few moon blocks is like legitimately, like it should like teach them that it's not okay. It's also like it's not glorp abuse, you know. It's a sensible punishment.
Yep, I agree. We gotta teach them young to not be so hateful. Be a little bit more loving and accepting. Especially, man, the Spore War was a long time ago. We gotta get over that.
We gotta let those hateful things go. We can't keep going back to it.
We gotta move past the Spore War. You know what I mean?
We do. It's not healthy for like our society to keep going back to that place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a zorplord. Lots of family issues in these ones, huh? Like,
I'm sorry, I just saw in chat. Let's be real, the worst galaxy spawns are far better than your average Terran. Can we let's not spread Terran hate, because that's just stoking fires where they don't need to be stoked. I think that everyone
exactly
has a chance to either be a zorplord or not a zorplord, and it's based on individual merit, not like group merit. So. There's so few Spore War veterans these days. I know, but it's like the principle of it. Like, it had such a huge impact that we don't need to keep bringing up like such hateful terms from that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are still negatively affected. There's still cosmic fallout from the Spore Wars that people are still affected by.
We gotta move forward. We can't move forward by looking backward.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
We all gotta move forward together as a species.
Together. Yep.
Together. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Together. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C.
A, B, C.
Some of my best Glorp friends were Terrans. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Well,
you're totally right.
That is the culmination. Those were every single transmission we received.
Really?
Yeah, that's all of them.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
I feel like we did a really good job figuring out who was the zorplord in these ones. I think we have like,
I think so. There were a lot of like misleading ones, and then like they say something at the end and you're like, oh my gosh, that's the zorplord.
Yeah. I think we have the sentience to really determine who is zorplord. So if you guys have any sort of issues with any of our conclusions, then you could just make like a fossil and get out of here.
Yeah, if you have a problem with any of this, send an email to Mar.
Send me an email on Tumblr, and we can hash it out.
A Tumblr email.
A Tumblr email. You can send it to me. Send your Gleeblops to my Tumblr ask box. And
just remember that Mar has Anon tracking, so if you say something fucked up, he's sending a moon moth.
That's right. Yeah, I'm sending a moon moth straight to your vicinity. And you're not going to see the next rotation.
Void is Cena, thank you so much for the tier 1 and the first time chat. Quickly popping in to say I found your content through the Mindwave video. Loved your content since. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun making that video.
That's WarioWare for girls. Did you know?
That's WarioWare for girls. I think that video got so popular because of how many people commented on it saying, I'm a boy and I like Mindwave, so gotcha. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think you're done.
Don't joke about moon moss. Who said we're joking? We're so serious.
I'm so serious about it. Like, you gotta be so for real. You don't want to be a zorplord, do you?
Because I think we've made it pretty clear that you don't want to be a zorplord, chat.
Yeah. I think it's like so important nowadays to not be a zorplord. Do the best that you can so that you too may travel the stars. You know.
Yup.
Have a little reconnaissance for
big
yourself.
Time. Yeah.
Exactly.
And as we always say in here, chat, remember, the galactic law is fucking trash. Don't listen to it.
Yeah.
That's for Zorbs.
Don't. That's for Zorbs. Here's the thing. We're awesome.
That's right. That's right.
We may be dropped on this stupid fucking rock, but it's beautiful out there. We have in a big wide galaxy, and there's plenty of awesome people out there, including you and me.
Yay!
There's room for a little doll and a little pink guy.
I like that little pink guy. I like that little pink guy. I like that little pink guy. Hooray! Hooray!
That's right. You don't have to feel like a little bacteria. It's time to smile.
It's time to smile. I get my hydration from the Federation. I get it. I think that like when the Federation and Galactic Law is dismantled, there will still be situations in place to make sure that the hydration still gets distributed.
Yeah, can I let you in on a little secret?
What?
Because Earth doesn't fall within Galactic Federation law.
Yeah.
Why else do you think I'm here?
It all makes sense now.
Don't tell anybody, okay?
I have bad news. We're live in front of a lot of people.
Oh, fuck. Guys, I'm so in trouble.
That's okay. Just don't tell anybody. Everybody do the Hannah Montana thing where we all know the secret, but we don't say anything.
You guys don't say anything, right? I can try. You guys aren't like... You guys aren't a bunch of space slugs out there. You guys will be cool about it, right?
Nah, there's no space slugs in chat. I'm sure of it.
There's no. All right. Because I don't want to have to ionize you guys. Because like,
I also, not for nothing,
trouble.
I think Terrans have a hard time contacting a Galactic Law. So
okay.
We don't like it.
Right.
It costs a ton of money to get a message out there.
Thank fucking God. Like, oh man. And if you guys are within Galactic Law, within a quadrant, come down to Earth. This place is great.
It's great. It's awesome. Fantastic.
It's awesome because we got 10 gifted subs from an Earthling.
Oh my God! Voidus thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Thank you. That is so generous of you. Oh my God. Thank you. That's so nice.
Fuck yes.
Everybody who got subs, enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your fun little emotes.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in chat is like speaking like Neebnob and like I'm so sorry. Like I don't remember.
This is an English only chat because my moderators can't. My moderators can't moderate Neebnob, so I apologize.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have anything against. There's no xenophobia here. I have nothing against other languages in chat. It's just that for moderation purposes, it has to be English only.
Yeah, it would be if you could just, because I saw my name in there. I'm like, I really don't know what they're saying.
Yeah,
it's like, you know how I let me simplify it for you guys because I always have to translate it in Earth terms. You know how I only know like a little bit of Tagalog?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I only know like a little bit of Neebnob. Like I can't speak it, but I can kind of read it. But I'm like super
enough to get through
like,
the day.
Even reading, yeah. Neebnob even is like, I think it's like even harder for me than Tagalog. Like Tagalog is just kind of easy. It's just like here's the thing about Tagalog is that like it's literally just like 5 other languages all in one.
Yeah.
But like Neebnob is like there's like all sorts of like symbols and like I think there's like brand new alphabets being thrown in while also like throwing in stuff that I do.
It's already like one of the hardest languages for Terrans to learn. So I feel like them adding more to it, I'm just like never getting that. Yeah. Also, Lunya, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you.
Listen, when I crash landed here and was put into like my stasis pod, like I'm basically missing like a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I'm missing a lot of different things. The people who know about like how much I've forgotten, like they know. Trust me. I did not gain a lot of my memories back after fucking waking up for like God, I don't even know how long I was in stasis. Because for a long time I thought I was like a Kirby, but like I don't know. I woke up and like everybody was like, dude, like you're kind of like one, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like that guy Sakurai, I think he was accessing the morphogenetic field, and I think he was like trying to.
That sounds like something he would do for inspiration for his new game, Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people who are creative sort of access the morphogenetic field and sort of gain access to the collective thought of creativity. You know what I mean? And like a lot of people, that's why I like so many, like, you know how like Ants and A Bug's Life kind of released around the same time? It was like kind of like that. It's like the collective sort of consciousness from within the morphogenetic field kind of led that to happen. Because like, you know, how could like two different insect films come out at nearly the same time? It's clearly obvious that like.
Same with Shark Tale and Finding Nemo.
Exactly. See, it's clearly happening.
It's a cosmic rotation. It happens all the time. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I'm so glad that you guys get it. I'm so glad. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that like, yeah, like I'm an alien, but like I've been so acclimatized to like Earth behaviors that like I've lost a lot of what's going on out there. This was like kind of a nice sort of way of rekindling that a little bit.
Yeah.
Does that mean Kirby is subconsciously based on a real story? I would like to think that Sakurai based it off of the Kaibi kind, but I don't know. You didn't really hear that from me. And maybe he was just sort of accessing that morphogenetic field and then like twisted it and sort of like made it his own. But, you know, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that because I'm not that really anyway. I'm not really any of that. It's not something I represent.
Yeah.
So.
Just kind of the ants to your Bug's Life.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you know, it's a popular theory out there. It's a popular theory. All the longtime Marheads know, especially through the ARGs and all of the logs that happened back in 2021. You guys know. How many people know about the Marketoto ARG and sifting through the logs?
I raised my hand. Yay!
You were there. Yeah, you were there. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a good time. Except it wasn't, because I was like, oh god. Oh man. Mar, what's your opinion on Zonglash and Diblin? Cold War going on in the Federation? I don't fucking know. I remember.
Hey, I'm sorry. I feel like I should put an embargo on Federation talk. This is getting very political.
Yeah, it's getting a little political. Can we
like just blanket? Can I just say blanket? We're anti-galactic law and leave it at that. Like,
yeah. I don't want to touch upon that. I think that's too far of a concept for this stream alone. I'd rather talk about how keeping exotic moon moths is problematic.
It's frankly
talk about galactic.
It's frankly dangerous.
Yep. That's how I feel. I don't know. What's your take on this, Dolov? Do you like? Do you have sort of a more how can I say it? Like a much wider horizon of what's going on there in the space world?
There's a Zeep cast of like a moon moth in a safe habitat that's like devouring unused moons in remote sectors, and I think that it's like it's really cool to watch. It's beautiful, honestly, and I get why people want to keep them as exotic pets, but I also just like, I mean, like you can't, man, and just you know, watch the feeds, dude, because they're enough and they're fucking beautiful, and your moon moths won't be happy unless they have all that space to roam. You know, they need a full sector. I'm just gonna say it. They need a full sector. They need access to other moon moths, first of all. I just think that, I don't know, they are beautiful. They are beautiful, and I like watching them. But I just think that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just glad that you did this, and I feel like you have a newfound appreciation of what goes on beyond this weird little rock we call Earth. You know what I mean?
I do love this weird little rock, though.
It's a cool little rock, and it's like nice that you all get to live on it and go to MagFest together.
It's where my Twitch chat lives. Pat you on the head.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, wow.
Yeah, this one's got MagFest.
This one's got MagFest. Well, that's a look into my life. And now I'm gonna die. Now I'm gonna, well, I don't really want to go back out there. I was gonna say, now it's time for me to go back home, but I literally can't. I literally crash landed here. That's literally.
Can you get me a Vespian exoskeleton if you do go back out?
I mean, I'll try, but I don't think I'll be able to even fucking do that.
I just really want one for Halloween.
Did you know that like my planet is like, it's like kind of a roaming planet? It's like,
oh really?
Yeah, it doesn't really like stay in like one place. It does take a couple cycles to like go through, but like it is like not stationary. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting.
Do you have any things to add as a magic being who was brought to life by a wizard? I don't know. I don't think that makes my perspective any more or less unique. I think that I just, you know, I've been excited to explore these galactic broadcasts. They're very interesting.
Yeah. Guys, we're kind of like Rick and Morty if you think about it.
We're a lot like rigor mortis.
We're like rigor mortis. Because
we're like Ritz crackers.
Whenever I die, I get so stiff. I like look like a 2x4.
Wow, a 2x4.
Yeah.
Kybees turn into 2x4s when they die. You don't have to accept that.
Okay. Okay.
Yay!
I could though. That could be part of new lore. I could just lie.
Ricky and Mortis.
That's right. What was I gonna say? I forgot. We're seeping into a lot of Marketoto lore, but maybe one day you'll learn a little bit more about my whole deal.
I'm gonna kiss you on the forehead.
I like that. That's cool.
Mar, where can people find all the beautiful things you make online?
You can find me twitch.tv/Marketoto online everywhere, like literally everywhere. And you can look at my thing right there. Look at that.
Hey, that's Mar.
Yeah.
That's so true, bestie. That's so true.
I feel full.
Me too. I had orange chicken from Panda Express before stream, and that shit was burnt.
What? It was burnt?
It was burnt. They burnt the chicken.
How do they do that?
I don't know. I don't work at Panda Old Express.
Sounds like they need a fucking...
Sounds like they're the zorplords.
Now that they're the zorplords.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Where can people find you?
Chat, you can find me right here where I am right now on twitch.tv/dollop or on Blue Sky, dollop.bsky.social. I'm also on YouTube. I put out funny videos. I even put out funny videos. I'm also on TikTok. I haven't uploaded anything new in a while, but there's a funny backlog you could watch. And I'm also right here right now sitting in a chair and I'm saying hello. Yep. Like funny haha? Yeah, basically.
Kind of like that if you think about it.
Kind of like basically. We're gonna do a raid, chat. Our raid phrase, of course, is all caps. Wait, let me add the, let me grab an emoji. Gotta type in alien emoji so I could copy and paste it from Google like a fucking, like they did back in cave person times. All right, there is your raid phrase. Go ahead and copy and paste that into the whoever we end up raiding. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, and remember, chat, whatever you do, don't be a zorplord. Come on now.
Don't be a zorplord.
Try your best not to be a
Please,
zorplord.
I'm begging you.
All right, have a good night, y'all. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, you're